I always said my name softly, like it might break if I spoke it too loud. I'm fine, I told people. I'm patient. I told her the same thing. She smiled every time, like patience was cute, not painful. You're such a good listener, she said one night. I just care, I replied. She leaned closer. That's rare. I waited for more. It never came. Money was tight. My phone screen was cracked. My shoes were older than my dreams. Still, I showed up for her calls. Can you come over? She asked. Yeah. Always. She talked about her day. I listened. She talked about other men. I swallowed it. You'd like him, she said once. He's ambitious. I am too, I said, joking. She laughed. You're different. I didn't know if that was praise or warning. My friend Sam pulled me aside outside the cafe. Why do you keep doing this to yourself? She just needs time, I said. She's using your time, Sam said. That's different. I shook my head. You don't know her like I do. She doesn't know you at all, he replied. I ignored him. I always did. Later she called me again. Can you help me move tomorrow? Of course. You're the best, she said. I almost said, choose me. I didn't. Weeks passed like that. Favors. Late night talks. No labels. Every time I asked gently, she changed the subject. Why are you rushing things? She asked. I'm not rushing, I said. I'm standing still. She frowned. See? That's heavy. At a small party, she stood between me and another man. Tall. Clean suit. Confident smile. She held a drink and laughed louder than usual. This is Ryan, she said. He's investing in a startup. Ryan shook my hand. Nice to meet you. Same, I said. She turned to him. I bet you'll be huge in 5 years. Ryan grinned. I like that confidence. She raised her glass. I always bet on winners. Everyone laughed. I did too a second late. Sam whispered, Did you hear that? I heard, I said. She looked at me. You're quiet. Just tired. Ryan said, What do you do? I'm figuring it out, I answered. She laughed again. He's humble. Ryan smiled politely. That's good. Her hand brushed his arm. Not mine. Something cracked inside me. Not loud. Just enough. Later, as we walked outside, I asked, Do you ever see me differently? She sighed. Why do you ask that now? Because I need to know. She stopped walking. You're safe. You're steady. I want to be more than that. She looked away. You're asking for something I can't promise. So I'm a backup? That's not fair, she said. Don't make it ugly. I didn't, I said. It already was. She softened her voice. You'll be okay. You always are. I watched her walk back inside. Laughter followed her. I stood alone under the streetlight. Sam texted, You still defending her? I typed, deleted, then typed again. I don't know how to stop. Across the glass, she clinked glasses with Ryan. To smart bets, she said. I felt small. Invisible. Decided. I walked away from the window slowly. Don't do anything stupid, Sam texted again. I'm just thinking, I replied. Thinking hurt. Every memory lined up and judged me. Every smile she gave me replayed with a price tag I never saw before. She called my name. Hey, wait. I turned back. Yeah. You're not mad, right? She asked. I don't know what I am. She laughed lightly. You overthink everything. Someone has to, I said. Ryan appeared behind her. We're heading out, he said. She nodded. Text me later. About what? I asked. She blinked. About, stuff. I nodded. Sure. She left without looking back. I stood there and finally understood. I wasn't a risk worth taking. I was comfort. Background. A safe place to rest, never a future to build. I didn't know it yet, but that laugh was the sound of something ending. And something inside me had just begun. I waited until the cafe emptied before I spoke. Can we talk? I asked. She didn't look up from her phone. About what? About us. She sighed like I'd asked for money. I told you I don't like pressure. I'm not pressuring, I said. I just need to know where I stand. She finally met my eyes. Why does it matter so much? Because I'm building my life around you. She laughed, short and sharp. That's your choice. Those words stayed with me as she stood and walked toward the hallway. I followed without meaning to. Her voice carried before I saw her. Ryan, wait, she said softly. I stopped. Ryan's voice came back, easy and confident. You worried about him? She laughed again. He's fine. He always is. What about us? Ryan asked. We're moving forward, she said. I'm tired of uncertainty. So you're choosing me? He asked. I'm choosing a future, she replied. I felt my chest tighten. Every sentence cut clean. I leaned against the wall, invisible, listening to my own worth get measured. Ryan chuckled. Smart. You can't build anything with hesitation. I know, she said. I can't wait forever. I thought about all the nights I waited. I stepped forward before I lost the nerve. You don't have to talk like I don't exist. She froze. Ryan turned, surprised. How long were you standing there? She asked. Long enough, I said. Ryan raised his hands. I'll give you space. He walked away, confident even while leaving. She crossed her arms. This isn't what it looks like. It looks like a choice, I said. And I wasn't it. You're being dramatic, she said. You know I care about you. Care isn't the same as choosing, I replied. She rubbed her temple. You need to be realistic. That word hit harder than anything else. Realistic about what? I asked. About who you are, she said. And what you can offer right now. I nodded slowly. So that's it. I didn't say that, she replied. I'm just saying life isn't a movie. I never asked for a movie, I said. I asked for honesty. She looked at me with something close to pity. You'll be okay. You always land on your feet. I smiled even though it hurt. You don't know me at all. She opened her mouth, then closed it. I can't do this tonight. You already did, I said. I walked past her without touching her. My hands shook but my steps didn't. Outside, the night air felt heavier. My phone buzzed. A message from her popped up. I didn't open it. I stood under the streetlight and laughed quietly. Not because it was funny. Because it was clear. I had been betting my whole life on someone who never put a single chip on me. I checked the time and realized how late it was. The city felt quiet, like it knew. Sam called. Did you talk to her? Yeah, I said. I finally did. And? She chose someone else. He exhaled. I'm sorry. I'm not, I said. I think I needed to hear it. You okay walking home alone? He asked. I need the walk. You deserve better, Sam said. I know, I replied. I just wish knowing hurt less. She'll regret it, he said. Maybe, I answered. But I can't wait for that. I ended the call and started moving. Every step felt like erasing something old. I replayed her voice, her laugh, the way she said realistic like it was mercy. I whispered, I believed in you. The night didn't answer. At the corner I stopped and looked back once. The cafe lights were still on. I didn't go back. I took a breath and said out loud, this is where it changes. No one heard me. That was fine. For the first time, I wasn't waiting to be chosen. I was choosing to leave. I kept walking until my legs burned. With every block, I felt lighter and emptier at once. I didn't know who I'd be tomorrow, but I knew who I couldn't be anymore. I pulled my jacket tighter and said, I'm done waiting. The words sounded strange but true. Ahead of me, the street opened wide, dark, and uncertain. I walked into it anyway. My phone stayed silent and so did my heart, but for once, the silence didn't feel like loss. It felt like the beginning. I didn't look back again and I never planned to. I blocked her number before I could think twice. No messages, I said out loud. No closure. My voice shook but my finger didn't. I quit my job the same day. My manager stared at me. You're serious? I am, I said. I'm done. Do you have something else lined up? He asked. No. He laughed once. That's reckless. Staying was worse, I replied. I sold my old laptop, my watch, even the chair I liked. The buyer asked, You moving? Yeah, I said. Away from everything. The bus ticket felt light in my hand. Too light for what I was leaving behind. A woman next to me asked, First time traveling alone? First time choosing it, I answered. She nodded like she understood. The city disappeared behind fogged glass. I stared at my phone. One unread message from her sat there. I didn't open it. In the new town, I asked a stranger, Do you know where I can find work? He pointed. Try the docks. They always need hands. The foreman looked me over. You strong? I'm stubborn, I said. That'll do, he replied. The work was brutal. My back screamed. My hands split. At night, I lay on a thin mattress and counted breaths instead of regrets. A man in the bunk above me said, Why'd you come here? To stop being someone else, I said. He laughed. Good luck with that. I failed constantly. Dropped crates. Missed shifts. One night I had no money for food. You hungry? A vendor asked. Always, I said. He handed me bread. Pride doesn't fill stomachs. Thank you, I whispered. An older man watched me work the next day. You look lost. I am, I admitted. Good, he said. Lost people still move. What if I fail? I asked. You will, he said. Then you'll keep going. I nodded, holding on to that. Weeks blurred together. Sweat replaced tears. Silence replaced her voice. Every night I stared at the phone. Delete it, I told myself. I didn't. One evening I sat alone and finally opened the message. It said, "Are you okay?" I laughed quietly. Too late. I turned the phone off and placed it in my bag. The next morning the older man said, "You're improving." "I have to," I replied. "Who are you doing this for?" he asked. "Myself," I said, surprised. That night hunger clawed again. I wrapped my jacket tighter. "This is mine," I whispered. "All of it." I took out the phone one last time. "You don't get access anymore," I said and powered it down. I stared at the dark ceiling and made a promise so quiet it barely existed. I will never beg to be chosen again. The room stayed silent, but for once the silence agreed with me. I stopped counting days and started counting effort. "You're late," the supervisor said. "I stayed," I replied. "Different thing." He snorted. "Excuses don't build futures." "I'm not asking for one," I said. "I'm working on it." People watched me fail without mercy. "You'll quit," one guy said. "They all do." "I won't," I answered. He laughed. "Everyone says that." I dropped a crate. My hand shook. "Again?" he mocked. "I've got it," I said, lifting it back up. Another worker leaned close. "Why push so hard?" "Because stopping hurts more," I said. Some days I believed that. Some days I didn't. At lunch, a woman from accounting sat across from me. "You don't talk much." "I listen," I said. She smiled. "Hungry people always do." A week later she said, "You learn fast." "I have to," I replied. Others weren't kind. "You think effort beats talent?" a guy sneered. "I think effort survives," I said. He rolled his eyes. "Good luck with that." At night my phone buzzed with old names. I ignored most. One message slipped through. "She's engaged now," Sam wrote. "Good for her," I replied. He called immediately. "You sure?" "Yeah," I said. "I feel far away." "That's new," he said. "So am I," I answered. He hesitated. "She looks happy." "I hope she is," I said and meant it. The call ended without wait. I sat on my bed and waited for pain. It didn't come. Just quiet. The supervisor stopped me one evening. "You want more hours?" "Yes," I said. "Why?" he asked. "I'm building something," I replied. "With what?" he said. "You've got nothing." "I've got time," I said. He stared, then nodded. "Be here early." I was. Every day. People noticed. "You're still here?" someone joked. "I like consistency," I said. "You like suffering?" he laughed. "Same thing," I replied. A stranger watched me work and said, "You don't move like a quitter." "I already quit," I said. "Everything else." He chuckled. "That takes guts." "I ran out of fear," I said. News traveled fast. "Your girl married money," a coworker said. "She wasn't my girl," I answered. "Still sting?" he asked. "No," I said. "Feels distant." He frowned. "That's worse." "No," I replied. "It's better." One night the older mentor sat beside me. "You're different now." "I'm tired," I said. "That's honesty," he said. "But you're steady." "I don't want revenge," I admitted. "Good," he said. "Revenge is loud. Control is quiet." I repeated that to myself while failing again. While missing targets. While being laughed at. "You'll never catch up," someone said. "I don't need to," I replied. "I need to move." They stopped mocking me and started watching. A small chance came. "Can you handle this order?" the supervisor asked. "I can try," I said. "Trying costs money," he warned. "I'll pay with time," I said. He studied me. "Don't waste it." I didn't. I stayed late. I fixed mistakes. I asked questions. "Why help him?" someone whispered. "Because he listens," another answered. When it worked, nobody clapped. The supervisor just nodded. Not bad. Not bad felt huge. I walked home lighter. Sam texted, Still okay? Yeah, I replied. I'm moving forward. Proud of you, he said. I stopped under a street light and smiled. No rush. No anger. Just direction. I'm not chasing anyone anymore, I whispered. The night stayed quiet. My future didn't argue. I went to sleep knowing something small had changed forever. I stepped into the conference room and heard her voice before I saw her. Sorry I'm late, she said. I didn't look up. We all are, I replied. She paused. Excuse me? I finally met her eyes. She frowned, searching. Do I know you? No, I said. Not anymore. Her lips parted slightly. Wait. She tilted her head. Oh. That was it. No gasp. Just a quiet realization settling in. You look different, she said. So do you, I replied. She laughed, unsure. I didn't expect to see you here. I didn't expect much anymore, I said. She pulled out a chair. Can we talk? We are, I answered. The silence stretched. She glanced at my folder. You're with this firm? I run it, I said. Her smile froze. You're joking. I don't joke in meetings, I replied. Someone cleared their throat. Shall we begin? She nodded too fast. Yes, of course. During the presentation she kept stealing looks at me. I didn't return them. When it ended, people stood, shook hands, and left. She stayed. You never told me, she said. You never asked, I replied. That's not fair, she said softly. I know, I answered. Life rarely is. She crossed her arms. How long? Long enough, I said. She laughed again, nervous this time. I always knew you were capable. That's new, I said. She winced. I didn't mean. You meant what you said back then, I replied. And I listened. She leaned closer. You could have told me you were doing well. Why? I asked. So you could be proud? Her eyes dropped. I cared. You cared when it was easy, I said. She sighed. You're angry. No, I replied. I'm calm. That's worse, she whispered. She tapped the table. So this company, it's yours? I built it, I said. Slowly. With who? She asked. With people who stayed, I replied. She nodded, absorbing it. I heard you left the city. I left a lot, I said. She smiled sadly. You disappeared. I stopped waiting, I corrected. Her voice softened. You could have waited a little longer. I shook my head. I waited long enough. She looked at me like she wanted to argue, then stopped. You seem settled. I am, I said. With anyone? She asked. That's not relevant, I replied. She flushed. I was just curious. You never were before, I said. She laughed under her breath. You always notice everything. I had to, I replied. Nobody spoke for me. She sat back. I underestimated you. I know, I said. That wasn't intentional, she added quickly. Intent doesn't change impact, I replied. Her eyes shone. Do you ever think about what could have been? Only to remind myself why it didn't happen, I said. She swallowed. You're different. I'm finally myself, I replied. Footsteps echoed outside. She stood, smoothing her jacket. I'm glad you're doing well. Thank you, I said. I am too. She hesitated. Can we talk again sometime? I smiled politely. This was enough. She nodded slowly. Right. I gathered my things. As I walked past her, she said, I didn't know losing you would cost this much. I stopped but didn't turn. Neither did I said. I left the room without rushing. Behind me, the silence felt heavy. For the first time, I didn't carry it with me. I learned about her fall from other mouths, not headlines. Did you hear? Sam asked. Hear what? I said. She's scrambling, he replied. The engagement's shaky. The money's gone. I stayed quiet. She defended that guy hard, Sam continued. Told everyone he was a sure thing. I nodded. People defend bets they're scared to lose. Sam hesitated. You don't feel anything? I feel distant, I said. Like it's raining somewhere else. At work, a partner leaned over. Your name came up today. Why? I asked. She mentioned you, he said. Sounded curious. Curiosity isn't courage, I replied. That night my phone buzzed. Unknown number. I answered. Hello. It's me, she said. I closed my eyes. I know. I wasn't sure you would, she added. I wasn't sure I should, I replied. She laughed softly. You always were careful. I learned, I said. Silence stretched. I heard you're doing well, she said. I'm steady, I answered. That's impressive, she said. You always had potential. I almost laughed. Almost asked why potential wasn't enough back then. Instead I said, why are you calling? She inhaled. I just wanted to check in. After years? I asked. Yes, she admitted. Things changed. They always do, I said. She lowered her voice. I made choices. So did I replied. I thought I was being smart, she said. Everyone agreed. Until they didn't, I said. She sighed. They're judging me now. People judge outcomes, I replied. Not intentions. You sound cold, she said. I sound clear, I answered. Another pause. Do you ever wonder if I chose wrong? I felt the old question rise. Why wasn't I enough? Why was waiting a flaw? I swallowed it. Wondering doesn't change the past. No, she said. But it explains the present. I don't need explanations anymore, I replied. She laughed weakly. You always say that. I mean it now, I said. She tried again. I defended him because I didn't want to look foolish. Bets do that, I said. They expose fear. You never bet like that, she said. I bet on work, I replied. And time. That sounds lonely, she said. It's honest, I answered. Her voice cracked. I thought success would make me safe. Nothing does, I said. She whispered, I lost control. I didn't correct her. Control shifts, I said. You're not angry, she said. No, I replied. That hurts more, she admitted. I know, I said. She cleared her throat. Would you ever meet? For what? I asked. To talk, she said. Without pressure. I don't need to, I replied. She exhaled slowly. You've changed. Yes, I said. That was the point. I underestimated you, she said. I know, I replied. I thought you'd stay, she said. I thought so too, I answered. Silence again. Heavier this time. I should let you go, she said. You already did, I replied. Before hanging up, she whispered, I hope you're happy. I am aligned, I said. The call ended. I sat there waiting for something to break open inside me. Nothing did. The next day Sam asked, she call? Yes, I said. And, he pressed. She heard the results, I replied. He smiled. Karma. Gravity, I said. At my desk I reviewed numbers I built myself. No shortcuts. No bets. A message popped up from an investor. Well played. I typed back, still playing. I thought of her confidence cracking not from cruelty but truth. She chose shine over substance. I chose patience over noise. That night I stood by the window and said quietly, I don't need revenge. The city answered with silence, steady and fair. For the first time I felt the balance settle. I met her because she asked. Please, she said on the phone. Just once. One conversation, I replied. Nothing more. We sat across from each other in a quiet cafe. She looked smaller. Not weaker, just stripped of certainty. I'll say it first, she said. I was wrong. I didn't answer. She took a breath. I bet against you. I nodded. I know. I was afraid, she continued. Afraid of waiting. Afraid of not knowing. You never said that before, I replied. I didn't understand it then, she said. I thought love should feel safe. And I didn't, I said. She winced. You felt uncertain. I felt alive, I replied. Her hands trembled. I chose comfort over faith. I noticed, I said. Tears filled her eyes. I told myself you'd stay. I told myself the same lie, I answered. She leaned forward. I didn't mean to hurt you. Meaning doesn't erase damage, I said. She nodded slowly. I see that now. Silence pressed between us. Heavy, familiar. I waited for you, she whispered. I know, I said. You waited until it was too late. Her voice cracked. I didn't think you'd become this. I didn't either, I replied. She looked at me carefully. Are you happy? I'm honest, I said. That's better. She swallowed. I loved you. You loved what I offered, I replied. Not who I was becoming. That's not fair, she said. It's accurate, I answered. She wiped her face. I was scared you'd fail. I was scared too, I said. I still moved. She nodded. You always moved forward. Not always, I corrected. I learned. She reached for my hand then stopped. I want to fix this. I shook my head. You want safety. Her lips parted. Isn't that love? No, I said. Love risks uncertainty. She closed her eyes. I didn't have the courage. I do now, I replied. She opened them. With me? With myself, I said. She whispered, I dreamed about this conversation. So did I replied. In my dream you forgave me, she said. I did, I answered. Forgiveness doesn't mean return. She breathed out shakily. I confused comfort with certainty. Many people do, I said. I thought stability meant love, she said. I thought love meant waiting, I replied. She looked up. Do you still feel anything? Yes, I said. Just not hope. That's cruel, she said softly. It's honest, I replied. Her shoulders slumped. I lost you. You let go, I said. She pressed her fingers together. I thought you'd need me. I needed myself more, I replied. She laughed bitterly. You sound unbreakable. I'm healed, I said. That took time, she whispered. It took loss, I replied. So this is it, she said again. Yes, I said. She laughed through tears. You're so calm. I survived, I answered. I wish I had waited, she said. I waited enough for both of us, I replied. She stared at the table. I don't deserve forgiveness. I'm not here to punish you, I said. Then why meet me, she asked. To close the door, I replied. She nodded. You became everything I thought I needed. And you showed me everything I needed to learn, I said. She blinked. Does that mean I mattered? You mattered, I replied. Just not the way you wanted. I became what I needed, I said. She stood slowly. I'll remember this. So will I replied. She hesitated. Do you hate me? No, I said. I released you. She let out a broken laugh. That hurts more. I know, I said. We walked to the door together. She stopped. I really did love you. I believe you, I said. That's why I can't stay. She turned once more. If things were different. They aren't, I said gently. If I had believed sooner, she asked. You did what you could, I replied. So did I. She nodded, accepting it slowly. I hope someone loves you without fear. I hope so too, I said. And I hope you forgive yourself, I added. She smiled sadly. I will try. Outside she whispered, goodbye. Goodbye, I replied. I watched her leave without following. My chest ached, but it didn't collapse. I had chosen myself, and that choice was final. I walked away knowing the ending hurt, but endings were honest. This one didn't save us. It saved me. I carried ache forward, but I never carried her again. I stared at the old phone one last time. Her unread message blinked quietly at me. I didn't open it. You sure you're ready? Sam asked over the phone. I've been ready, I said. I just needed to be certain I meant it for myself. You're serious? Yes, I said. I'm done carrying ghosts. I stood outside my apartment, the city lights reflecting in puddles. I held the phone like it weighed nothing, then I tossed it into the trash. There, I said quietly. That's the last time. You're really doing it, Sam said. Walking away clean. I have to, I replied. For me. The first steps felt odd. Empty. Free. But not fragile. Every block I walked felt like proof that I was no longer waiting for someone to notice me. You okay? A street vendor asked as I passed. Yes, I said. Thank you. He nodded and went back to his work. I realized that small exchanges like that mattered more than I'd ever admitted. Later I stopped at a cafe. I ordered a coffee and sat at a corner table. A woman at the next table glanced at me. You look different, she said. I am different, I replied. How so? She asked. Calmer. Less hungry, I said. She laughed softly. That sounds like progress. It is, I said. One day at a time. I thought about the man I used to be, waiting endlessly, hoping she would choose me, defending a life that wasn't mine. You survived that? The woman asked. I did, I said. I survived myself first. Her eyes widened. That's impressive. I smiled lightly. It wasn't easy. Later, a man at the counter muttered, You look like someone who's learned something the hard way. I have, I said. And I'm still learning. I sipped my coffee, letting the warmth settle in my chest. For years, I measured my worth by how much I was chosen, noticed, or defended. Now, I measured it by the choices I made for myself. Sam texted, "You okay walking alone tonight?" "I am," I replied. "I finally am." The cafe emptied. I paid my bill and stepped into the cool night. I looked up at the sky. Clear, endless, and mine. "You're not looking back," Sam's voice buzzed. "No," I said. "I won't." I walked through the streets, past memories, past the apartments I had once lived in, past the places where I waited and hoped. None of it belonged to me anymore. Not the waiting, not the hurt, not the longing. I carried only the man I became. A bus rumbled past. I thought about her. About what she lost. Not because I left quietly, but because she never realized my value until I stopped waiting. Some people, I whispered aloud, don't lose you when you leave. They lose you when they realize too late. The words felt steady, final. A cat brushed against my leg. "Hello," I said. It purred and went on. Small companions, fleeting and honest. That was enough. I paused at a bridge overlooking the river. Water glimmered under street lights. I imagined tossing the last of the past into the river, letting it drift away. "You're free," I said to myself. I pulled my jacket tighter and began walking again. Every step was deliberate, unshakable. No one was choosing me. I was choosing me. The wind picked up. I smiled at the chill. It was not biting. It was cleansing. I passed a bookstore, its windows glowing. The title caught my eye. Lessons Learned. I chuckled quietly. "Exactly," I said. My phone remained in my pocket, silent. The old messages gone, the past erased. I didn't need reminders. I didn't need her acknowledgement. I had acknowledgement enough. Myself. "Forward," I whispered. Always forward. The street stretched endlessly before me, dark but welcoming. I didn't glance back, didn't hesitate. My chest was empty of old longing, full of new possibility. Every step was mine. Every breath mine. Every choice mine. And I walked into the night complete. Some people don't lose you when you leave. They lose you when they realize your value too late. I didn't need them to notice anymore. I had already noticed myself. And that was enough.